All right, you are on, babe.
Hello, say
Are you so
hi. Say
excited?
hi, MG.
Are you so
Hi.
excited? Are you going nappy time?
Hey, guys. Welcome to Horse Talk Live and Video Review.
All
Say
right.
hi to everybody. Hi.
And go sleep.
Hi.
You say hi, Millie. All right, guys. I will see you back here in a little bit.
All right, guys. So we are back for another Horse Talk Live and Video Review.
The black one first.
And we are going to be reviewing some videos. I just got out of the roping pen. Before that, on a Mustang. Before that, on a Friesian. Before that, on a Gypsy sport horse. Before that, I was on a Friesian Belgian. Before that, I think I'm playing old quarter horses. So many different ones. We have a variety in right now for training. We are working on everything from colt starting to trick training to driving this month. Been doing a lot of roping, getting ready for a roping this weekend. And I'm so proud that I have all of my academy students roping. None of them came roping, and they're all successfully caught live steers tonight and got them dallied off and turned left, giving me an opportunity to come in and catch two heels. Very cool transition to see. I remember when it felt impossible, and now I'm able to actually teach it and get folks who have never roped to rope. So that's really cool transition over the past couple years. So excited to see that. Well, it's that time. So I'm going to pop on a video here, and we are going to see. Okay, now I just have to full screen layout. There we go. Awesome. Let's see what we've got going on here.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
So we've got a tractor
What
driving
a
by.
good girl. Look at you.
So I'm not sure why that one got in there, Michael.
No, I am. Go ahead.
Playing with her. This is the one starting.
All right. Nice backup. Good spacing.
Johnson, Lacey.
Nice flexing. I like that. I love the slide of the hand. I'm always trying to teach people how to slide their hand down the reins and find their face.
Okay.
This one, I'm not sure what I'm doing in this forward part. I'm kind of watched your video on getting the shoulders kind of to move. Or
Yes, ma'am.
Or the flexing the head around, I guess is what I'm really trying to do. And then I go into the pulling it back towards the rear.
Okay. So if you're looking for the rear, you're doing the rear great. In the shoulders, allow a little bit more forward, a little bit more motion over maneuver. To ask for the butt, you could be at a perfect standstill. A horse doesn't even have to allow me to go forward, and I can start moving their butt. But to move the shoulders, you need forward. So usually the problem that people have is they overflex the horse, and the horse just shuts down and stops going forward. We don't want them straight. We want them to bend a little, but it has to be motion over maneuver.
Okay.
So this would be considered the ballerina. The ballerina is when you go from disengagement to moving the shoulders, from moving the shoulders to moving to the butt, and you're bouncing back and forth. And it is a fluidity exercise. It's really great for practical work on a horse because So many horses get taught one thing and they have to be in the zone and only focus on that one thing, and they can do nothing else. In practical work, in real life, they are a form of transportation, and we need to simply be able to move their shoulders, move their butt, back up, go forward, just drive them around. So that's called the ballerina. On the ground, we call it square dancing, but that simply means you're grabbing their face and you're moving their butt, you're moving their shoulder, and you're just transitioning from butt movement to shoulder movement, from butt movement to shoulder movement. You're on the right track. You got a really soft horse in the face. The only thing for the shoulders, a little bit less bend and a little bit more forward, a little bit more motion over maneuver, and you're going to get those shoulders no problem.
Okay. One quick question on the first one with backing up.
Yes.
When you're leading a horse around the farm or to the pasture or anywhere you're doing it, do you always have them behind you quite a distance?
I like outside of my arm's reach. So if I can touch them, they're too close. They don't have to be 15 feet behind me, but I want them outside of my arm's reach. That way, number one, even through the leading process, we're establishing that my bubble means something. My bubble matters. So many people going around pen and they say, hey, respect my space, back out of my bubble. But then they let the horse spend all of the time, which is so much more time than actually working, which is leading here, leading there, going there, all in their space, breathing on their neck. And though it feels good, it's like, oh, nice, my horse loves me. It's giving the wrong signal to the horse that, hey, my bubble really doesn't matter. So then if your bubble doesn't matter when things are easy and there's no stimulation, then when things get a little waspy, when things get a little Western, they just end up on top of you. So you don't have to be at the end of the 15-foot lead rope, but I would like them outside of your arm's reach.
Okay. So always they are to stay out of your bubble unless you ask them
yes.
in, right?
I don't care if you give them sugar cookies out of your mouth. I don't care if you love them and if you kiss them and you want to breathe in horse breath and all that good stuff and get the equine aroma. I'm good with all of it. I just want it to happen on your terms. I find when I travel around the world so many times, horses are dictating what's happening, and then we don't know why we're not in control in a hectic situation. Well, I'll watch somebody hang out with their horse, and the horse was dictating everything that happened. Yeah, they may have thought, I'm going to go get my horse, but from the moment they put the halter on to the time that they got ready to ride, the horse was pushing them around. The horse, they would have to move. Every time they stopped, the person would have to take a couple steps back to get out of the horse's space. So the horse, in their mind, they're already dictating you. They're already leading the march. So whenever things get a little spooky or scary or too fast, they just go on doing what they were already doing, which was kind of being in control, being in charge.
Okay.
Well, very cool, young lady. Very nice. I like your pony. I look forward to seeing more of them.
Thanks. I've got 3 more, so.
Awesome. So I think that's everything on this video. So now I'm going to move to the next video up. All right. And this one here is Miss Lori playing a little soccer.
Made harder by passing cars. And a new bit of shame.
All right, so we're desensitizing our horse for a mailbox.
Good boy.
Now we're going to the park puddle. Now I see this happen too a lot of times. We're in Florida, so the assumption is there's a lot of water around. There's always water in Florida wherever you go, it seems like. Make sure that you're not picking the smallest. A lot of times we'll go out there and find the smallest puddle because it is the least scary. Good job, Miss Lori, because it's the least scary. But understand something, when you are getting your horse to do something that they're uncomfortable with, the bigger the obstacle, the easier it is. The more surface area of, it's easier to get a horse into a lake than it is to get him in a foot wide puddle. The reason being is there's so much space for that horse to go somewhere else with that puddle and find a mental release, as opposed to a lake where you have 100 yards that you can disengage them and serpentine them back and forth, keeping the mental pressure on them until they make the right decision. So what I'm getting at is pick your conversations and get those easy wins early. That's why you see a lot of times I'll have a 25-foot tarp stripped down into a 2-foot section, because that gives me a lot of surface area and easy to cross over. Then when I go find water, usually it's going to be a creek or it's going to be something that has a lot of surface area. Again, another easy win. I like it. First time getting the horse into water. That's exactly the type of water I'm talking about. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. That's the type of conversation I have. Very nice. Keep your chin up. Your chin drops, your head drops. And what will happen is your head is connected to your tailbone. You look down at a jump or you look down at the water, then your tailbone comes out of the saddle. Then it's very easy to get unseated. Very nice work. One thing I would like to see is I like to see that helmet back, because I like to see your head up. So if that horse leaps, no big deal. If you're sitting on your butt, and your shoulders are back, if you bring your horse up to a water crossing like this and they jump 10 feet into the water, it's no big deal. But if you're leaning forward and you're unseated and they hop and they unseat you and they land on their front feet and you end up on their neck, you see Facebook videos of that happening all the time. And it just comes from the person getting unseated. Nice disengagement. Horse is yelling, redirecting that attention to herself, saying, hey, pay attention to me. That's it. I hear kissing and clicking. We're going to keep kissing, keep clicking until that horse makes a decision. So when she comes back here and she goes back to that loose rein, she's going to increase pressure until that horse makes a decision. And listen how weirdly I'm saying it. Until they make a decision. We're not going to try to force the horse into the hole. We're going to keep coming back and giving them their face, and then pressuring, whether that's clicking, kicking, popping, whatever, to make that horse make a decision. If they make the wrong decision to the right, we'll disengage left. If they make the wrong decision to the left, we'll disengage right. But we have to keep increasing. It's like right there, that pony right there is just getting where he's saying, nah, I'll just hang out right here because the pressure isn't enough to make a decision, and I can take this mental hiatus or vacation. So I see this happen sometimes as well. Somebody be on the right track. They know the right thing to do. They just aren't getting over that hump. And that just comes from adding that next level of pressure. So usually for this situation, the next thing is a little crop. And we activate those reins by pulling their face to the side, cropping them, disengaging to the other side, cropping them on the shoulder, and that's going to activate them and make them think about going forward. That pony is getting right there to the obstacle, which is the small space, and just kind of shutting down. Just saying, you don't make me barefooted without a crop. You don't make me uncomfortable enough to try, so I'm just going to take a mental break. And when horses figure out they can do this, then you really have to go over the top because they think that they can win by just – some people will call it shutting down, but it's not shutting down. It's just that somebody rode the horse and didn't take it to that level for them to try, and they figured out that they can just be complacent and get a release. There we go. So I'm all about cropping, but let's crop that horse when she's bent. There you go. What does that mean? That means whenever I bend the horse to the left and the horse is bent here, I'm going to crop him on the butt. whenever I turn away from the crop, I'm going to pop them on the shoulder. Very quickly, that's going to wake that horse up and make them look for an answer. But since they keep getting put on loose rein, there you go. There you go. Since they keep getting put on loose rein, like you're doing so masterfully there, there's no worry about popping. Everybody talks about explosions and popping. So for something to explode, it has to get capped. As long as you're pressuring that horse and giving that horse somewhere to move its feet, there's no worry about that. Right there, send it towards me. If that horse starts going backwards, you disengage them and send them forward in another direction. So right here, we're kind of losing track of the goal. I want you to think about this. It's very easy whenever we're doing something a horse doesn't want to do to turn around and try it again. The problem with turning around is you turn tail towards the fear, and that's the horse's natural instinct and reaction to do that. So I want everything to be forward in one rein or the other, and you keep disengaging, but never letting their tail turn towards where you're trying to go. That's the way to use the park. Maybe I need to go to the park. They got a built-in obstacle course. Very nice, Miss Lori. All right, so let's see how this. There we go. All right, so we're doing some gating here.
Tight my hands until she goes the speed I want, and then I slowly release them.
Very nice.
And then I slowly tighten my fingers.
Hey, we're getting more consistent, Miss Lori. More consistent.
Slowly release them.
I love you talking it out loud. There we go. Look at that little tiki machine.
Girl.
Very nice work. Way to get it calibrated. So right there, you found out less is more. You found the place that you want and small, subtle adjustments, and you just had that horse going lap after lap and gait, no problem.
Now we're going to try to start off calmly at a walk when she stands quietly. Good girl. Okay, so now hands are down.
There we go. So look how she's lowering her body. She's relaxing her body, starting to pull her hands downward. Nice, nice. Good job. Good adjustments. So that's what we want to see, guys. So I just did a whole bunch of worked a whole bunch of paso fillies today, doing a bunch of gait work, and it was as simple as this. Hands were up, motors on. Let's go. Sit up, look up, hands up. That means energy. Let's gait, let's gait, let's gait. And we would do lap after lap, reverse after reverse. The moment we were ready to turn it off, we would stop the horse, put our hands down. We would shrink So we're sitting up here for gait. We would shrink because our back would get all soft and easy, like Miss Lori's is here. And then our hands would never be above the horn, because whenever we ask the horse to walk, we lower our hands and we pull towards our thighs. And that way you have the perfect on-off switch. So it's like the easiest user-friendly horse once you can figure out how to direct the motor. And it's just a matter of being very clear. If they're trained well, very subtle. Reins up, motor on. Reins down, motor off. So much better this week, Miss Lloyd. So much better. You and your horse look like you're on the same page. I can look at you and without hearing you say it or anything, I can tell what you're asking just by looking at you, and that's what I want to see.
Into it. Gratia. Last time we marijuana'd her, now we beavered her. We're gonna see if there's a difference. Poor horse. She's like, what are you doing to me?
Oh, do you want me to hold her for you?
Let me just. Oh, okay, so this is why.
So right there, when that horse is thinking about stepping off, I want you to stop her and back her up and stick with that shoulder, and she's going to stand perfectly still for you. Nice.
She is a very beautiful horse. And she's got moves.
I like the chickens in the background. Good desensitizing. There are many training horses that I'm going down to the woods and they see a chicken and that's the end of the world.
So that's where I'm at. I want her to gait, so I hold her until she does, but then she gets capped and she starts to build up. So that's where I constantly get to. I release her so she doesn't get built up, and then she moves out, and then I let her go.
All right, Miss Lori, so you're on the right track here, and we have a bridle sent to her now.
Yeah, should be on the way.
We have
Just got in.
we just got our bridle sent in, and we sent you one. It should be in the mail already, headed to you. It's going to give you a little bit more, but it's just going to be a matter of whenever you find that speed that you want, closing in right there. I want to see those hands a little higher if you're gaiting. Oh, we're walking. Gotcha.
I think we should get bonus points for this.
Yeah, you should. Some be some real good bonus points for having an airplane fly right in front of you.
There's an airplane just passed by. That's impressive.
No, don't hold anything. Sorry.
All right, so let's go ahead and hold her back. let's go ahead and try this. Instead of just dropping the reins on her neck and hopping on her, let's grab that inside rein and put tension on it. And then that outside rein, wherever you grab with your outside hand, let's get tension on there. And that's going to stop the rodeo that is anticipated whenever we mount on. Just with a little suggestion of her shutting down, she's going to be happy to stand still for you. Good transition. All right, Miss Patty. There we go, working on that side pass. Very nice. So I really enjoy the side pass on the fence like that because it really shows them how to move, really shows them how to cover ground and make it a lot easier. Because they already know how to walk forward on that rail. So you're asking for that same forward whenever you put them on that rail like that. And then if they get a little backwards, you just steer them back forward and let them walk off again. But it really encourages fluidity. So you're walking straight on that rail. Next thing you know, you look over the rail and start pulling that face towards the rail until that butt comes off the rail. The further that hand gets away from the neck, the more butt is being used. The more the butt's being used, the more you're going to get that disengagement right there. There we go. Moving that butt around. Very nice work. Navigated that like a champ. Didn't even touch on the landscaping timbers. Miss Christine, it's you.
It's me.
What you got going on?
We stepped it up 3-tracking at the trot.
Awesome. It's kind of fun when you can just pick up your hip and that hip drops to the inside, right?
Yes.
Very nice. So 3-tracking, guys, is whenever they leave 3 tracks in the sand, or in this case, the grass, and you get that by pushing that hip over in motion. So the reason that it's a big deal that she stepped up to a trot is 1 step away from the canter. And when you can push those hips around at the canter, that's when you're almost ready for a flying lead change. because that's really all the flying lead change is you're cantering here and you're saying, okay, now shift your hips over here. Boom. They shift, the other back foot leads. Now that's a flying lead change. It comes from the ability to be able to push those hips around. Now, obviously, a horse drives from their hips. So one of the reasons that this is in college and this is more advanced is because the horse really has to be able to drive, number one, and you have to be able to take their motor away from them as you're still going forward. So that takes some advancement. It takes a relaxed horse to be able to listen. All right, Christine, what you got on this one?
Counterbends at the trot. It's a little easier when she's got more speed. She's not trying to shut down as much.
That's right. Motion over maneuver. So you're going to find some of these exercises that trot is actually easier. Canter is actually easier because as you drive the horse forward, they're not shutting down on you all the time. Do you feel the difference in the handiness whenever you teach a horse how to counterbend? How you can just put a leg on them or take a leg off of them and they're following that, they're trying to get there?
Yes, it's crazy, the difference. It's like you're freeing up their shoulders.
Absolutely. The other thing is it makes them more forgiving because you don't have to be so correct in the reins all the time. So if you take a leg off and you put your other leg on, they're going that way regardless of what the reins are doing. So you could have, too much outside rein and their nose could be turned, they're still going. So for me, that I'm taking all the horses that I'm roping, it's so important that, hey, I don't have time to check the reins and make sure they're right a lot of times. Hey, there's the steer. We got to go. It just gets them where they're so handy and pliable that counterbend circles really work great for that.
Well, it's helped her a lot. She's always been super stiff and doesn't really want to move. So I found it kind of frees her up doing this exercise.
Absolutely. Softer they get in the face, the freer they get in the feet.
Hey, hey. Did you wave to me?
I love
Wave.
torturing my horse.
Hello.
Tell me your best friends of your horses without telling me your best friends
For
of your
fun.
Oh.
Hi, Ro. Do you want treats? Did you want treats?
It looks like a moose.
She does.
It's got antlers. Why do mares look like they want to slap you because their ears their hands are back like this?
Wave hi to everyone. Wave hi. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for the entertainment. Much better job on your 3 tracking and your counterbend circles.
Thank you.
You keep working on that, and you're just going to make
Hey, she's hungry for the challenges this year.
Hey,
you just wait. I'm announcing the winners tonight, and it's going to blow your mind the amount of things that were won over the past year. Like, ridiculous.
ridiculous.
I'm ready.
All right, little lady. So we have finished up video review.
I have a Q&A for you. Let me pull it up real quick.
Perfect.
I say that. Let me pull it up for you real quick, and then I'm finishing up tallying the amount on some things real quick. So the first question that I have for you is okay. The other afternoon, I was working Taylor when my neighbor started walking his fence line. Her attention immediately went to him, and I could not get her mind back. I tried changing directions, spirals, backing crooked, nothing was working. What exactly should I do in this situation? I'm afraid this will happen at shows and competitions, and I need to know how to regain her attention. Patty.
Gotcha. So it's great that you lose the attention at the farm from the neighbor, from traffic or whatever, because it really shows you, one, what exercise they suck at the most. Remember, if you do something that you are not proficient at, for lack of a better term, if you do something that you suck at, it takes your undivided attention. So it's not a one size fits all. It's what is yours not good at that you want them to be better at. Usually that's what it's going to be. And then are you able to talk louder than the voices in her head? Are you able to apply more mental pressure or stimulant than what she sees across the fence or the road or the this or the that? And that is the bottom line. Some horses, I can just gather up the reins, and no matter, I mean, if the sky is falling, I have their undivided attention just from gathering up the reins. I have some other horses that I feel like every other day we have to have a come to Jesus because a squirrel passes and they lose their steering wheel. And that makes her a very unforgiving horse. That makes people call it an unpredictable horse, but it's not predictable. It's not unpredictable. It's super predictable. The horse in a non-stimulated situation is stiff. If they get stimulated, you're not going to be in control. So for a horse like that, I really have to take it one step further, whether that's flexing or bending or backing, in the amount of energy that I bring to that situation to redirect the attention to me. The same thing happens. My folks, they have a training facility for canines, for protection dogs. Well, your protection dog can't be eating the neighbor's cat. So some dogs, you could just gather up the leash or say, hey, here, boy. And they will forget about the cat. Other dogs, you have to grab them and really mean it to override that attempt to go after the cat. And you have to be willing to go one step further, or Mrs. Parker's cat's going to be missing and you're going to be in big trouble. So you have to be willing to go. In this scenario, you're trying to create a performance horse. I say, go out there again tomorrow or the next day and look for something else for that attention to go somewhere else. And then go through your list of bending, backing. Not only go through your list, do what she's the worst at out of your bending, backing crooked, sitting there flexing from one point of the shoulders to the other. And then start adding pressure, adding energy, adding discomfort until she says, oh, and she mentally checks back in with you. And when she mentally checks back in with you, drop the reins, leave her alone. If you can do this and that horse really believes that no matter where they go, they have to be respectful and compliant, well, then you're going to have a show-worthy horse, a horse that you can take anywhere and you can depend on.
All right. Check your comments real quick, and then I'll give you the next one.
Nothing but peace, love, and positivity on my comments.
Okay. The next question and the last question I have for you before we go into the super fun stuff. All right. First, this course is amazing, and you repeatedly reiterate why I don't ride my now 3-year-old with 120 days of quote-unquote training. He came back unable to provide respect, stay out of my space, unable to stand tied for long. Most importantly, when I rode him, he was not soft in the face and unwilling to disengage those hips. I don't ride if I can't do that. Thanks for addressing these things. My issue now is he's very mouthy. Always has been. I bought him when he was 6 months old. It is his way of exploring the world and a source of comfort for me to rub massage his muzzle. Now, of course, I see now when I am tying him, which takes 2 hands, he takes that opportunity to put his nose on my hands. I try to block with my elbows, seeking suggestions for this. I know he will improve with time with the course, but seeking a management tool for this moment. Thanks in advance. I will research mouthy and biting inside the search history within the course. What are some suggestions?
Gotcha. So you get little mouthy colts or fillies, especially the little colts, super mouthy. It's not a certain one size fits all. You have to whack them with the tassel of the lead rope. That's not how it works. Their mother, the alpha mare, that brood mare, that chestnut mare, do you know what they would do to make their point? Anything. They will run into them with a shoulder. They'll throw their butt into them. They'll kick them. They'll strike them. They'll bite them. And maybe all of the above. So what I'm getting at is if you're busy tying something up and that horse is nipping at you, don't be afraid to toss an elbow, a forearm, a wrist, a karate chop, a shoulder, anything like that, because that horse has no business in that space anyway. So don't be afraid to do. It's more important the timing and the quickness and the abruptness, get off me, pat. The forearm, the wrist, anything. Just so anytime that horse even thinks about putting his mouth on you, boom, he's getting popped. he's getting cracked, he's getting touched in a quick manner, a snappy manner, that's going to make him say, oh, okay, I can do this with other horses, but I can't do this with you. Correct. This is actually the easiest time to do it. Yes, he's really mouthy, but he's not very steadfast in what he's doing because he's so young. So this is the easy time to snap it out of him, to say, no, 100% not tolerated. You can mouth on the rope. I don't really pick on the horses if I tie them up and they mouth on the lead rope or they're gnawing on this or that. That's okay. Do not touch person with your mouth. We can touch your mouth cannot touch us. If you just go ahead and make these things rules from early on, well, then they don't get in trouble when they come back from 120 days of training or when they go somewhere else.
Okay. I have some pretty cool news for you guys.
Awesome.
All right. Let's put us. I want to remove. Okay. Cool. Scoot over. Let me in. I want to play. Just. Yeah, I feel better. Okay. All right, guys. So super exciting news. I'm very excited to finally share all of this with you. If you're inside the Horse Help Club, you know that we have had monthly challenges and virtual shows. We started this all of last year. So for all of 22, you guys submitted in videos, you participated in the monthly challenges, and then we did quarterly virtual shows that covered all different kinds of topics, but most importantly, so you guys could have fun. The other cool thing that we did, unlike any other membership program, course, anything that I've seen out there, we provided prizes, big prizes throughout this whole thing. Now, not just monthly, not just quarterly, but we just finished getting all of the judging and tallies done for the scoring for the whole year's worth of what we just accomplished inside the club. So you guys are not going to be surprised by these names. You've seen these people work every single week. The two ladies that placed in the top two for all of the things, you guys have seen a video review from them every single week. I don't know that even with the crazy storms and the horrible weather that we've had, the snow that we've had, these ladies have put in some amazing effort. Everybody who's competed just went top notch. And now it's time for everybody to play in the same game for 2023 as we start over. So without further ado, I'm going to read you guys some crazy numbers. And I'm going to post the pictures. I'm going to post all these things so you can see it. But I wanted to throw it out on here live with you all. So we're going to start do you want to start at the bottom or start at the top?
You start at the bottom and work your way up.
Work your way up. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go through the tally of the challenges and the virtual shows combined. So the way that we judged our all-around champions, our grand champions, our reserve champions is just like a show like the PRCA with the NFR. We kept track of how much money you guys won off of these gift certificates. Every challenge, every virtual show, for each placing, you win some money. And we kept track of throughout the year what all of that tally was and where you ended up on our chart. So these are not placed, but these are in order from the bottom, working our way up. And don't forget that every one of these challenges, if you participate, you get money. So everybody in here should have at least sent in one video as a participant each month. And you would have walked away. What's 20 times 12? Quick math.
240.
$240 in cash that you can spend in gift certificates that you can spend with us just for sitting in a video. Doesn't have to be good. Doesn't have to be practiced. All you literally would have had to do was show some kind of effort and you would have walked away with a brand new MG halter set. You could have bought a bit from us. You could have bought all kinds of craziness. So start at the bottom. So we had Brian Williams got $20 for competing in one challenge as a participant. David Jordan had $20 for participating in one challenge. Linda Patelesky, if I can pronounce your name correctly, $30 that she's won in challenges. Melissa Odegaard was $70. That's for $20 in challenges and $50 in virtual shows. Steph Neckerman was $80. She won $80 in participating in challenges. We had Andrea Blanchard had $120 participating in the challenges. Jacqueline Williams won $260. That was $160 in challenges and $100 in virtual shows. Taylor Townsend won $535 in challenges. Barbara Tamborski won $600. $100 of that was in challenges. $500 of that was in virtual shows. Eben Jordan won $970. She is less than 16 years old, ladies and gentlemen. This is here for everybody. That's 320 in challenges and 650 in virtual shows. Robin Jordan won $1,135. 636 of that was for challenges. 500 of that was for virtual shows. All of that money can be spent and put towards any product or service that we offer. Now we're going to get to the craziness. So let me make sure that I say this correctly. So I'm going to go through and do the rankings for our reserve and our grand champion and tell you what they get. And then when I finish, I'm going to go through the list of total, the value of the products and services that were won by these two individuals, which is going to absolutely blow your mind. So here we go. I know that we've been waiting for this opportunity. So our virtual show reserve champion, winning a custom buckle and a choice of retreat for one, is Wendy Stews. Our virtual show grand champion with a custom buckle and choice of retreat for two is Patty Sandage. Our monthly challenge reserve champion with a custom buckle and choice of retreat for one is Patty Sandage. And our monthly challenge grand champion with a custom buckle and a choice of retreat for two is Wendy Stews. So they flip-flopped. One took the reserve and grand, and the other one switched and took reserve and grand, opposite categories. Our Gasconite all-around champion, by a difference of $90, which is 90 points, our Gasconite all-around champion of a private retreat day at Gascon Horsemanship, bringing up to 3 horses, 2-night stay in our Airbnb, custom trophy saddle, and custom trophy buckle, is Wendy Stews with a total of $1,970 that she won, 920 being from challenges, 1,050 of that being from virtual shows. Patty Sandage, 90 points below. That's the difference in one placing in one of our challenges throughout the whole month would have changed that. Just one placing with $1,880. 780 of that was won in challenges. 1,100 of that was won in virtual shows. Now I'm going to give you a breakdown of what these two ladies, with the combined services and products that they've won in those gift cards, what this amount turns out to be. And I promise you that there is no other place, facility, program, clinician, horse guru out there that wants to see you guys be so successful and so motivated to make things happen with your horses. Wendy Stews, she won 920 off challenges, 1,050 off the virtual shows. She won a private retreat day of $4,000, a custom trophy saddle of $2,000, a custom buckle of $500, another custom buckle of $500, a choice of retreat for two for $8,000, a custom buckle for $500, and a choice of retreat for one for $4,000, totaling $21,470 in products and services from Gascon Horsemanship. Congratulations. That is freaking amazing. The amount of effort that you guys have put in is unbelievable. $90 in difference to cause the difference in placing here with Miss Patty. Patty won $780 in challenges, $1,100 in virtual shows, $500 for a custom trophy buckle, $4,000 for a choice of retreat of one, $500 custom buckle, and $8,000 for a choice of retreat for two, totaling $14,880 in services. You guys are freaking amazing. I'm going to see, you're not going to be able to see a good picture of this because I'm going to post it later, but this is Wendy's custom trophy saddle that has her name and the Horse Help Club logo on it. So we will be mailing it to you. I'm pretty sure you're coming to like 6 retreats already this year. If you guys are a friend of Patty or Wendy, you better start sucking up hard because they are quite literally able to run an entire retreat themselves with their friends based on what they've won this year. So super excited to see our group of people that are going to come join us for that. Thank you guys so much for putting in all the effort, all the heart, all the work. Every single week you guys showed up. You sent in videos. anybody who's in here watching this, you can literally do the same thing. So the whole year is already scheduled out. You can work ahead. We've set it up with the monthly challenges and the virtual shows. Even though there's a monthly challenge every month, we don't judge those until the end of June. So what that does, if for any reason the weather is bad where you're at or not desirable, you can wait until it warms up and then just play catch up on all of those challenges and submit those in. You submit a before video, you submit an after video, and that is it for each of those challenges. For the virtual show, you follow what the rules are. You do the fun show, you do the costume class, whatever that might be. You video it, you send it in, and you're done. You just sit, you wait, and then we email you. We let you know in the group, hey, this is what you've won. This is your gift card coupon number. Put it in, redeem it for things, save them all up, invest them in a retreat. The Robin Jordan family, they're going to put something to put all of theirs together, and I'm sure they're going to come for a retreat together and come hang out with us. So we do this because we want you guys to put things into action. We want you to go out and work your horses. We want you to find success. We want you to start out being nervous and afraid and have these things that you want to accomplish, and your goals in the beginning are just to be safe. And we want to see you working on flying lead changes and riding bridleless and trying to spook your horses. Like, we want to see that success. We want to see that progress. And if that is not motivation for you guys to get out there and start this year off with a bang, I'm not sure what is. Shelby will be reaching out to you guys with your prizes, loading your gift cards so you're able to use those inside the store. We have a brand new store that is launching later this week, so you guys will have new access to that. Going to have a bunch of cool things that we're going to show you as well. If you have any interest in getting involved in our programs, being a part of what these amazing people are doing, you can reach out to us. You can go to GasconHorsemanship.com. Later this week, we're going to have another new website for our Horse Guru site. So that's getting changed. HorseGuru.com will be easy to get a hold of us. And at any point, you can always email us, info@GasconHorsemanship.com. We'll answer any questions you have, let you know what our products and services are, and try to help you reach any of your horse goals that you have in 2023. And we're going to be right there, like you just watched, every single week on Wednesdays. We have done this for coming up on 5 years that we've put together this program, and we've been going live with you in some way, shape, or form over the last 5 years. And now we've been able to watch some of these people, Wendy, Patty, watching everybody from the beginning and seeing how they started and seeing what they're working on now is what makes everything so worth it to us. And it's why we keep showing up for you guys every single week. And we're so thankful that you keep showing up for us. So thank you guys so much. We'll be reaching out with everything. We love you all, and we will see you next week, Wednesday. Bye, guys. If I can find the button. I lost the mouse again. There it is.
You need a mouse trainer.
You ready to the mouse guru? Bye, guys.